The story I'm telling you began in places like this about 800 years ago. A few cities in Europe became a pole of attraction for scholars and intellectuals. Places as Bologna, Oxford, Paris, Cambridge or Salamanca were the place to be for those who wanted to acquire some kind of knowledge, but most important, for those who wanted the best minds of Europe to recognize their level of expertise in some particular discipline. Described in a very simple way, that was the beginning of our modern universities. As you already can imagine by our previous description, the concept of quality was a keystone in the foundation of universities. It allows to decide who has the minimum level of knowledge required to become a pupil, and also to certificate the level of competence that someone has acquired when he's leaving the academia. But it's also true that the way quality is implemented and understood in our universities has changed a lot since those early moments, especially in nowadays global context. During the next modules, we will try to explain the depth and importance of this change for higher education institutions and its implications in management, teaching or research. It would be a pleasure if you decide to accompany us. As it has already been explained, quality can't be considered a new concept inside higher education systems. Just the other way around, it should be perceived as an internal part of the academic's quest for truth. But its systematization and implementation to higher education institutions management is much more recent than we usually think. The former Secretary of State for University and Research in the Spanish government, Miguel Ángel Quintanilla, reminded it wasn't quite long ago.
Mi primer contacto con las políticas de calidad, digamos, fue cuando tomé posesión como secretario general del Consejo de Universidades de España, que es la organización que reúne a todos los rectores de todas las universidades públicas y privadas españolas, en el año 1991. El vicesecretario que me recibió y que me organizó la jornada me dijo: hoy se clausuran en Almagro, una bonita ciudad de La Mancha, se clausura un seminario internacional sobre evaluación de la calidad de las universidades. Y le dije: ¿y eso qué es? Porque yo era profesor de filosofía, no sabía nada de esto. Y me explicó aproximadamente de qué se trataba y me pidió que fuera a clausurar el seminario. Ese fue mi primer contacto con la evaluación de calidad. Allí conocí a expertos internacionales y nacionales con los que luego he tenido muchos tratos, y allí concebí la idea con ellos de que deberíamos poner en marcha un programa experimental de evaluación de la calidad en las universidades españolas.
But, as Professor Javier Vidal advised us to do, we should be very careful with its interpretation.
En la universidad y en la educación en general se mezcla el concepto de calidad con el concepto de excelencia. Entonces, calidad solo es si eres excelente y no es necesario. Es decir, puede haber centros, en el tema universitario, centros universitarios que sean de gran calidad, pero porque tienen unos objetivos muy ajustados a sus posibilidades y los cumplen bien. Y puede haber centros de excelencia o centros muy buenos que en realidad no sean de calidad porque podrían estar haciendo mucho más de lo que son capaces de hacer.
Javier Vidal is an expert in quality assurance policies, both from a theoretical and a practical point of view. During his career, he has undertaken the task of design and implement quality assurance programs in the University of León, but previously he had been involved in the team responsible of the very same work at the University of Salamanca. Its vision and experience in this matter were definitely widened in 2006 when he was named General Director of Universities for the Ministry of Education in Spain. His main conclusion: quality can be explained in a very simple way.
Se trata de saber si estás haciendo las cosas bien y de cómo puedes hacerlas mejor. Y a esto le llamamos calidad.
As he remarks afterwards, this process will demand from us to establish a series of goals and to design several methods that allow us to monitor how things are being done. Those methods should also provide enough information to consider with a critical perspective our achievements by the end of that process. The next logical question can be, what kind of activities should we monitor?
Que cuando hablamos de la universidad no nos queda más remedio que introducir en la calidad, en lo que denominamos calidad, que sería en definir cuáles son sus objetivos, pues todas las ramas de de la actividad. Por una parte la docencia, lo que se llama primera misión, la investigación como segunda misión, y luego todo ese bloque de otras cosas que es la tercera misión. Todo esto se incluye dentro de lo que es calidad.
In order to enrich Professor Vidal's explanation, we can borrow the next scheme from the Center for Educational Research and Innovation of the OECD. Following this scheme, modern universities approach quality from 4 different perspectives: excellence standards, fitness for purpose, basic standards, and customer satisfaction. Those perspectives are often linked to different measurements of assessment. From that point of view, basic standards are closely connected with external review, benchmarking strategies, and accreditation, while the fitness for purpose perspective is related with auditing processes. On the other hand, the customer satisfaction point of view implies a stakeholders review, while the excellence standards conception is connected with a reputation-building strategy and peer review tradition. Following this scheme and as an orientation, we can consider 4 main categories of analysis: input, process, outputs, and feedback. For each of them, we should consider a list of very specific indicators. Those will be our allies to monitor the progresses and to identify the failures. Another interesting question is if this process can be conducted inside higher education institutions without any external support.
¿Tiene sentido que una universidad se fije sus objetivos y establezca sistemas para saber si los cumple o no y los mecanismos de corrección? Es tan evidente. Entonces, ¿a esto le llamamos un proceso de calidad? Sí. ¿Lo puede hacer una institución? ¿No hay otra opción?
As it had been settled, if we want to improve, we don't have another option but to implement quality assurance policies in our management routines. In the next chapter, we will review how that can be done in teaching, research, management, and how external quality assurance entities will help us to accomplish our goals.